What's up, guys? Freight Train Commish. Here's how committed I am to the league. I'm currently at the office and didn't have time to record this morning, so I stepped out, figured I would give you a view of what I see every day. Alright, so let's talk about Alpha Week 4 in review. The Week 4 game of the week had the Chicago Bears straight coach versus Shano's Packers. Shano actually blew a 21-10 victory lead. 21-10 lead at the half. Looks like turnovers cost Shano this game as he threw 2 picks with Rodgers compared to only 1 pick with straight coach's quarterback Mitch Trubisky. Shano dominated the time of possession by almost doubling the amount of time he had the ball over straight coach with 21 minutes of possession compared to straight coach's 11 minutes. Trubisky went off for straight coach, throwing 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. What really boggles my mind is the fact that Shano had a chance to kick a field goal to take this into overtime and tried to go for the touchdown there on the goal line and ended up losing. Bengals. CP defeated Death Wish Browns by a score of 24-10. CP ties DW for the division lead with his victory, as both teams are now 3-1. The game was tied 10-10 heading into the 4th quarter. Both teams were dealing with quarterback inaccuracies as balls were being thrown left and right all over the field. CP actually had more turnovers than Death Wish, 3 versus 2, but the icing on the cake came in the 4th quarter when DW threw a pick 6 to lose all momentum on what would be his fatal mistake: finish him. CP qualified for the player of the week with this victory, as no other team in the league gave up fewer than 10 points, so congrats to CP there. Jones Nose and the Buffalo Bills defeated the Commissioner, straight coach, by a score of 33-30. Matt Ryan threw for over 302 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Both teams rushed for over 120 yards. Freeman actually went off for the Falcons with 183 yards on the ground, 2 touchdowns. I did lose my first game of the season, and Jones Nose improves to 3-1. Now, there was a little controversy in this game. In about the 2nd quarter, I think it was, Jones Nose actually manually blocked my field goal and returned it for a 2-point score. So it's a 3-point swing, and at the end of the game, Jones Nose lined up for a game-winning field goal, which should have been a game-tying field goal. He kicked it, won the game. The game should have actually been tied going into overtime. If it had been me, I probably would have missed the field goal on purpose and let it play out, but that's how it goes. Jones Nose still new to the league, learning the rules. Other games: Lions, Vikings, Puck and Bombs. Puck pulls off a huge victory to improve to 2-2 on the season as Baum suffers his first loss of the season. The score in this game was 31-13. Congratulations to Puck. Both teams really struggled running the ball in this game, as the leading rusher in the entire game was Dalvin Cook with only 51 yards for rushing for the Vikings. Looks like Baum is having some problems running the ball, so hopefully he can pick that up. Not sure what happened in the second half of this game, but Puck outscored Bombs by 21-3 to actually hammer down that victory. So way to go, Puck. The Eagles steady ballin' defeated Chargers Texas Boy 40-37. Steady pulls off a huge victory to improve to 2-2 on the season. Once again, Texas Boy, really? With the real Texas Boy, please stand up. Maybe this is the real Texas Boy. He can't play the game now. It's all been tightened up for him. Tex falls to 2-2 on the season, is only 2 games behind Showout and 1 game behind Rack. Both teams actually had 3 turnovers in the game. Nick Foles and the Eagles went off for 288 yards with 5 touchdowns, 1 interception. Neither team was able to pull off a 100-yard rusher. Another game: Patriots BJ Cole defeated Panthers Sean Death by a score of 40-19. BJ Cole improves to 4-0 on the season. BJ went off on offense, totaling 508 total yards on offense. Brady threw for 374 of those yards with 1 touchdown. Sean Death falls to 1-3 on the season. Haney defeated T-Mac by a score of 31-24. This was Haney's first game of Madden 18, so congrats Haney. He's back, gets his first win. T-Mac undefeated heading into this game, but falls to 3-1 on the season. Turnovers ended up costing T-Mac in the game, as they finished with 2 turnovers compared to Haney, who did not have a single one. Moving along, Tall Midget defeated Jets. That's Slick by a score of 41-22. Tall Midget continues his dominance as he stays undefeated on the season at 4-0. Blake Bortles for Midget actually threw for 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Corey Grant also went off as he rushed for 164 yards and 2 touchdowns. Now, in the last game that we're going to recap here, Showout defeated Rack. Showout is actually the Raiders defeated Rack by a score of 23-3. Have no idea what happened in this game. It was DC. They restarted, only played a half. So Rack falls to 1-3 on the season. How is that possible, Rack? You had 2 CPU games. That can't be right. Showout stays undefeated with a record of 4-0. Now, upcoming Week 5 matchups, let's talk about the game of the week. It's going to be Death Wishes Browns versus Slick and the Jets. Slick's Jets are going to travel to Cleveland to face the first place Browns. Should be a good game. It will kick off at 10:30, I think, tonight. I'll send out a link when it goes live. Jones Knows and the Bengals, both teams here are headed into this game going with records of 3-1. Should be one to watch. Hopefully Jones Knows doesn't block any field goals and CP is able to contain his offense. 49ers Crawdad versus Colts Black Shadow. Crawdad is not back from Turkey, so we don't need to watch this one. It's going to be a CPU game, so Black Shadow should be able to hold the CPU to under 58 points and get his first win. Come on, Black Shadows, it's time for you to step up, buddy. Tillman and the Seahawks will face off against T-Mac the Rams. Huge divisional rivalry in this game as both teams head into this game 3-1 for a huge battle in the NFC West. Shanos and his Packers take on Haney and the Cowboys, another battle of 1-3 teams who are both underperforming this season. Haney, however, has not really been underperforming. He's got one game played, one victory. But you know how the records say. You are what the record says you are. Vikings Bombs versus Straight Coaches Bears. Huge divisional game here for the first place in the NFC North. Both teams head into this game with 3-1 records. That is your Alpha in review. I apologize for being so rushed and stuff, but I'm at the office and I need to go back to work. Holla.